Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
A local ice cream shop serves up a social media controversy with a post about police. Tonight, the DPD chief has some things to say about it. Glad you're with us at 11. The message from Cold Truth Soft Serve in Detroit: please don't come in wearing body armor or tactical gear.
And that stance has a lot of people talking. Pamela Osborne spoke with the owner of Cold Truth. And Pam, so what's he saying about the reaction to his post?
Well, he said he wanted to start a conversation. He certainly did do that. That post, it's very brief, but it was been shared already hundreds of times. Now, despite what's being written about him and his business, he wants people to know he is not anti-police. This is the post that everyone is talking about. Cold Truth in Midtown calling out Detroit police for more than just this park job.
This militarization of, you know, the dress and everything and the cars being all blacked out, it's intimidating.
Timothy Mahoney, the shop's owner and author of the post, says he hasn't turned away any police officers, but he does have a request.
It's just the uniform, it's the Kevlar, it's that dress. We ask that, you know, after the shift, you know, please come by.
Mahoney feels the presence of officers in body armor may not mix well with the comfortable atmosphere he hopes to create.
Family and friend establishment.
Dave Buick and Kara Meitster agree.
It can be intimidating, and you know, when you're getting ice cream, you don't want to be intimidated.
Brooke Bright says it would make her a little leery too.
And honestly, as a person of color who is going in these areas, we do automatically feel profiled or feel uncomfortable automatically.
I think it's terrible. I think whether an officer's dressed in tactical gear or dressed like me, the police officers are extremely important for our community.
Jim lives and works in Midtown in development. He owns apartments nearby.
A lot of break-ins, a lot of things. There's a lot going on in this area.
He says police are needed and it wouldn't hurt to show it.
Business owner was doing it correct. He should offer free ice cream to law enforcement like a lot of restaurants do, because that's what provides safety for the area.
Detroit Police Chief James White released a statement tonight which reads in part, quote, "Law enforcement is a dangerous profession. Body armor provides our officers protection and is an essential part of the uniform." He goes on to say members of DPD wear body armor to protect themselves so they can return home safely. It's a shameful post and apparently unprovoked. The chief adds that they did reach out to the owner of the shop to see if they can have a meaningful conversation about this going forward. For now, reporting live tonight in Midtown, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
Okay, Pam. New tonight, we've learned a budget deal has been reached between Governor Whitmer and legislative leaders in Lansing. Not many details on it yet, but in a joint statement, officials are calling it balanced and bipartisan and claim it does not raise taxes for Michiganders. We're working to get the specifics. You'll expect much more on the new state budget, both here and clickondetroit.com.
All right, well, speaking of deals being reached, the Detroit Red Wings have a new head coach, and it's not the club legend who used to wear number 91.
No, the Vegas odds makers recently had Sergei Fedorov as the favorite for the job, but Bernie Steve Yzerman opted for his connection back to Tampa.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Sergei Fedorov, head coach, the choice in Vegas, but the choice of Steve Yzerman is really all that counted. He's putting the team in the care of 49-year-old Derek Lalonde. We've got highlights of Lalonde. Never been a head coach in the NHL before, but he was a top assistant to John Cooper in Tampa for the past 4 years. They won 2 Stanley Cups while he was there, and Yzerman knows him from his days when he was running the Lightning organization. Lalonde will be introduced at LCA tomorrow.
Vegas usually seems to be a little more in step with what's going on. This one was kind of out there, right?
I think wasn't Sergei a bit of an odd choice? I mean, I know he's coaching in the KHL.
Right.
Far different animal than here.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah. All right, more sports coming up from Bernie in just a little bit.
All right, and more news tonight. Let's take a live look at I-75 and I-94. And we know some folks already getting a head start on the long holiday weekend, hitting the roads for 4th of July getaways, or maybe just driving to the airport.
And Paul is working on forecasts for destinations around the state, but let's start with this warm evening we've got, Paul.
Yep, and right now we'll focus on the local weather, and you can see no better example of our urban heat island than right here. Look at this, near 80 degrees here at City Airport, 81 at Troy. This is where you have the most in the way of concrete and buildings, which kind of holds in the heat. Then you get outside of heat island, say Canton, for example, you're at 74 degrees, 73 in Livonia. In our south zone, 71 at Dundee, 68 at Deerfield, 67 at Saline. In our west zone, 70 in Whitmore Lake, 75 in Howell, 72 in Milford, and again, 62. That's just at the Ann Arbor Airport. That's not representative of the rest of the Ann Arbor area. And mostly 70s here in the thumb still, 64 at Port Huron because of Lake Huron. All right, tomorrow we're going to start off dry, and then we're going to see the chance for showers and thunderstorms to develop during the afternoon. So we will talk more about that in greater detail in just a few minutes. Don't forget the Local Forecasters app will be your friend tomorrow. Remember, it has real-time radar. A lot of folks have outdoor plans this time of year. If you have anything that you're planning outside, you want that real-time radar, just go to the App Store, search under WDIV, and it's free. Devin.
All right, Paul. Serious damage at an East Point beauty salon after someone crashed right into the business with what turned out to be a stolen SUV. Happened early Monday morning at Kim's Hair Care on 8 Mile. Victor Williams has a closer look at the damage that's forced the owner to find somewhere else to work.
Well, this beauty salon was really the result of a lot of hard work, and all that hard work came crashing down when an SUV came barreling into the building.
Yeah, it really breaks my heart, you know.
Kimberly McAfee can't help but question why someone would want to drive a stolen SUV into her business on East 8 Mile.
Because I didn't do anything wrong to anyone, so I don't know why anyone would want to, do any harm to me. Show me hate when I just show love.
To make matters worse, the two people inside the car didn't break in to steal anything. Surveillance video shows the two culprits getting out and taking off just moments after the crash.
I thought that was just really evil. This makes me feel like I have to really watch out, because if someone would do something like that, for no reason, who knows what they're capable of.
And because of all the damage, Kim's now been reduced to working from home and the barber shop next door. Barbara Stedman Sims has had an up-close and personal view on the struggle she's now having to go through.
Man, it's hurtful because, people spend their hard-earned time, money, to build something, make some money for their family, take care of their family, and, for somebody to just come wreck it for no reason, it's just, messed up.
I just feel like sad for them, really. I feel like they need to get help. I'll be fine. Yeah, it's just a little minor setback. Everything happened for a reason. It could be worse,
And it is a good thing that no one was hurt. In the meantime, Kimberly tells me that she is thinking about relocating Kim's Hair Care to a different location. In East Point, Victor Williams, Local 4.
Unfortunately. All right, Victor.
The driver who hit and killed a pregnant woman in Southfield will not be charged, but someone else will pay the price. Prosecutors are charging the boyfriend of 27-year-old Tiara Jones. Jones was hit Sunday in the parking lot of the Country Court Apartments on Greenfield. Police say there was an argument and accused Jones's boyfriend of shooting at the driver of the car that eventually struck the mother-to-be. Investigators say there was no evidence that the driver intended to hit Jones.
Michigan's former governor was called as a witness today in a civil trial in the Flint water crisis. And our cameras caught Rick Snyder leaving federal court in Ann Arbor shortly after he invoked his Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination. He was scheduled to testify against two engineering companies who did consulting work for Flint. Snyder was called as a witness 2 days after the Michigan Supreme Court ruled criminal indictments against him and others were invalid. Also in federal court, two of the men accused of plotting to kidnap Governor Whitmer, Barry Croft and Adam Fox, asked for their charges to be dismissed since jurors failed to reach a verdict back in April, resulting in that mistrial. The judge today ordered a retrial and said he wants it to start as soon as possible.
State lawmaker Jewel Jones avoids more time behind bars after violating his probation. Prosecutors say the Inkster Democrat tested positive for alcohol back on June 1st. He's not supposed to drink or use drugs for 2 years as part of a plea deal connected to a drunk driving arrest. Today, Jones pleaded guilty to violating his probation. The judge sentenced him to 30 days in jail, but agreed to let him serve that time in the rehab facility.
Today marked the start of a federal prison sentence for former Macomb County prosecutor Eric Smith. Smith pleaded guilty last year to stealing from his campaign fund and was handed a sentence of 1 year and 9 months. He still has yet to reach a plea deal in a separate state case. In that case, he's accused of embezzling money from drug and forfeiture funds.
A historic day on the Supreme Court. The first black woman to serve on the High Court was sworn in.
I, Ketanji Brown Jackson.
I, Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will administer justice.
That I will administer justice.
Without respect.
Ketanji Brown Jackson will replace Justice Stephen Breyer, who you see here administering the judicial oath. Breyer's retirement took effect today at noon. Jackson joins 3 other women on the court. The first time 4 women will serve together on the 9-member bench. The High Court issued 2 decisions today. One curbs the Environmental Protection Agency's ability to broadly regulate carbon emissions from existing power plants. The court also gave President Biden approval to end the Remain in Mexico immigration policy that originated under the Trump administration. The court also refused to take up a case challenging a COVID-19 vaccine requirement for healthcare workers in New York that does not include exemptions for religious reasons.